Hello and welcome back to the first episode of Premiere Now, the Premiere Pro tutorial series in which you learn how to edit in less than 5 minutes. Be sure to subscribe for more episodes. This episode will go over the basics of Premiere, vital information on how Premiere works, and where to start for beginners. Let's begin. Premiere Pro CC is an advanced editing suite created by Adobe. Upon your first startup, you'll be greeted to the home window, where you can open recent projects, start new ones, and manage your Adobe account. Click File, New Project, or New Project in the home window, and select a good name and file location for your project. From there, you'll be sent to the Learning Workspace. Workspaces are preset window layouts inside of Premiere which you can customize to an extreme degree and switch between to easily complete complex tasks. Towards the top of the window, you'll be able to select through a variety of pre-made workspaces in the Workspaces window. What you see now is the Editing Workspace. In this workspace, there are 5 main segments: the Source Manager, Project Manager, your Timeline, your Toolbox, and your Program Monitor. These 5 windows are the most commonly used windows throughout Premiere, but within these includes other important windows, tabbed out, like the Effects and Effects Control window. Premiere Pro can work with a variety of media formats. Here's a list of all of them. Notice how this list includes file types like MP4, JPEGs, and MPEGs, and even more obscure and professional types like RED and MTS files. One of the great things about Adobe programs is that they all communicate and are interoperable with each other. If you have a Photoshop or After Effects file, Premiere can also read and edit those directly inside of itself. When importing new files, use File Import, or just drag and drop your files into your Project Manager. You can preview your clips in the Source Monitor by double-clicking, and then you can drag these files out into your timeline, where Premiere will automatically create a sequence with the best format settings for the media you inserted. If it's not right, or you'd like to change them to something more custom, you can go to Sequence and then Sequence Settings to alter options like the resolution, frame rate, time base, and more. Moving into the timeline, you can move clips around, repositioning them on the timeline, and select multiple through click drags with the cursor tool. You can also edit images and videos using the razor tool to cut and trim segments. You could also simply push and pull them in or out with the same effect using your cursor. Clips can be stacked on one another with layers to have media over other content and advanced special effects. Notice how audio files appear in the audio layers only, while video and imagery appears in the video layers. Layers can also be individually muted or disabled by clicking the M button or the eyeball. When you click on a clip using the cursor tool, you'll see basic video and audio effects appear inside of the Effects Control window, where you can alter simple things like rotation, scale, position, and audio levels. You can alter these settings, but you can animate these effects by first making sure that the effect is manipulative by clicking the stopwatch. Move the playhead, insert new data, and Premiere will create a new keyframe. It's important to note that Premiere handles scaling and positioning on a stationary camera, where each clip moves independently and will not move any other layer or piece of footage. If you'd like to add some text to your project, click the Text tool in the toolbox, and then click anywhere in your Program Monitor to place a blank text box. You can then alter font settings and styles in the Effects Control tab, along with its scale and positioning data just like other clips. If you're also interested, you can add a simple fade in or out effect, either through manipulating the opacity of your clip in the Effects Control panel, or by using the cross-dissolve transition. Premiere is full of pre-made helpful effects, including various transitions. To find them, go to Effects and Video Transitions, and then browse for cross-dissolve. From there, just place it on either end of your clip for the effect to be applied. You can lengthen or shorten the transition through the cursor tool, or through the Effects Control panel. You may have to zoom in or out on your sequence to be able to alter the transition with your cursor, however. This basic video is just about done. To preview your work in the Program Monitor, click the Play button, or press the spacebar to preview your project. Note how the playhead in the timeline window moves across your entire sequence, just like in the Effects Control panel. You can reposition the playhead and play your movie from any point you like. When you're finished, save with File Save, and then export your project with File Export Media. This will open up the Export window, where you can change settings, file format, and other information, and then render your project. Just like before, Premiere will automatically choose the best settings for your clips, but if you have a preference or are more familiar with this technical side of things, you can specifically pick which file type, frame rate, resolution, bitrate, and more you'd like to render in. Make sure to select the correct export location, and then give it a good name, and let your project render. Depending on the complexity of things, it could take a while, but if you have a good computer, it can take only seconds. Congratulations, you've just made a very simple video with Premiere. A few important final tips for beginners, however. You can disable or enable individual effects in the Effects Control window by clicking the FX button next to the effect. You can get some very detailed information on all the metadata and properties of imported files through the Metadata and Info windows. To keep track of things and to aid with editing, you can actually add markers to your footage in your timeline by pressing the M key. This will place a marker on the sequence itself, or on a clip if one is selected. You can also do this within the source monitor. Thank you very much for watching. Keep practicing with newer projects and build on what you learned by experimenting. In the next video, we'll be discussing advanced editing techniques and taking an in-depth look at all the options in the export window. If the video was helpful, hit the like button and consider subscribing for more tutorials in the future. If you have a question or want to leave feedback, leave a comment and I'll try to reply. Be sure to join my Discord server to chat and hang out, and visit my Twitch channel if you'd like to watch me play video games. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next episode.